my name is Carl and this is my project. It's about drugs, addiction, and mental health, but even more specifically, it's about psychedelic drugs. Things like magic mushrooms, ayahuasca, iboga, peyote, LSD, even marijuana. So why am I talking about this? Why are psychedelics so important to me? Well, the city behind me is Whitehorse. This is where I live. This is my community. It's in the Yukon Territory in northern Canada, which, if you haven't heard of it, it's right beside Alaska. And this community is one that suffers. What does suffering look like? Well, the most easily identifiable people who suffer are the ones on the street, right? It's easy to point to someone who's homeless, who maybe is addicted to alcohol or crack cocaine and say, well, that person is suffering. And yeah, they are suffering, clearly. You know, if you're homeless anywhere, you're suffering. But when you're homeless in the Yukon in the wintertime, when it's 30 below, you're really suffering, okay? And it's obvious. Just to emphasize that, you know, the Yukon itself has the highest alcoholism rate in Canada, right? So per capita, there are more people addicted to alcohol here than anywhere else in the country. Okay, not all of them are homeless either. And it's not just this community, obviously. There's a lot of people in pain. How about the people who work shitty jobs that they don't like, for bosses they don't like, with coworkers they don't want to be around, and then they come home and maybe they have family members who are sick. Maybe you have an uncle or a grandmother who's dying of cancer and you want to help but you can't, and you have to go to work and exhaust yourself for a paycheck, and then your kids aren't doing well. Your kids are not doing well in school. They have an attention problem or an anxiety disorder, and the pills you've been given are not helping. They're not helping the cancer. They're not helping the hyperactive child. There's a lot of forms of suffering and a lot of people are experiencing this. And I mean, to put it bluntly, I believe our culture itself, the way we live, causes a lot of this suffering. So why am I talking about psychedelics? Why am I talking about magic mushrooms and ayahuasca? Well, I believe that they can help. They can help a lot of people. So what am I saying then? Am I saying that we should give all homeless people magic mushrooms because that's going to help? No, I'm not saying we give everyone. It's not that easy. That's why I'm talking about this stuff. It's complicated, yeah. The main thing I'm doing with this project is a podcast where I'm interviewing people who have experience and information and new ideas about how these things can help people in our culture. Okay, that's what I'm talking to people about. And we're discussing it because, yeah, it's complicated. It's not going to be easy. So if you're interested, you can check out the podcast. It's on iTunes and YouTube. I also write about my own experiences with these things on my website, which is changetruth.com. And that's it. So my name is Carl. This is my project. Please check it out.